Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. The Team Southtown update for the King of Fighters 15 is right around the corner, and with it will be a balance patch. It is assumed that this balance patch will be bigger than any other balance change up to this point. To get you guys up to speed, I want to make a video summarizing every single small balance patch that we had until now, in time for the release of Geese Howard, Ryuji Yamazaki, Billy Kane, and a bunch of balance change. Every single PDF is available on the King of Fighters wiki called dreamcancel.com. It's basically Dust Loop but KOF, and we're gonna start with version 1.02. 1.02 released on February 18th, a day after the game's release. However, for Xbox, they will not get it until the 24th. This patch gives us a small number of changes, one buff, a handful of Shadow Strike adjustments, and a couple nerfs. So let's start with Robert Garcia. Extra recovery has been added to the on-hit animation of Ryuko Ranbu. This is for the on-hit version where, once the first hit connects, it does the entire attack. If you throw it out and it gets blocked, the animation is still the same. So the game released on the 17th. There was an early access period on the 14th. The review copy embargo was lifted on the 10th. And it was released on the 10th because some stores broke street date and some people got the PS4 version early as the 5th, I believe. In those 12 days, a lot of discoveries were made, including a Robert Garcia loop, where after Ryuko Ranbu, he could do a Shoryuken, and then Shoryuken combos into Ryuko Ranbu again. The extra recovery frames ensures that you cannot land another Shoryu. For the following characters, Yashiro Nanakase, Friss, and Ash Crimson, they doubled the amount of max meter used when performing a Shadow Strike. From 200 to 400. Joe Higashi had a bug where Bakuretsuken can only be Kara cancelled into, but now you should actually normally cancel into it. And finally, a nerf to Vanessa's guard cancel roll. Not only is the distance reduced, but also in the review copy version of the game, performing a guard cancel roll while in max mode did not cost meter at all. And now they added the meter cost. So that's it for 1.02. Update 1.11 gives Season Pass buyers access to 3 characters from Garo Mark of the Wolf. Also gives us a very small balance chain. Airborne Shadow Strike will cause this exact same wall bounce distance for every single character in the game. It's been normalized. A single Maxima buff. Every single EX move done in max mode has its consumption slashed in half. Whip's Sonic Slaughter got nerfed, but every other move got buffed. Crescent Swatter has increased damage, from 70 to 90, and 80 to 120 on the EX version. Strength Shot Type C Code Victory has double damage on the final hit. Boomerang Shot can no longer be teched. For Sonic Slaughter, the first hit does more damage, but the final hit does less damage. The increase and decrease are both by 50 damage, so I assume they probably shuffled the damage around for the sake of scaling. And speaking of scaling, the damage scaling when performing the move as an OTG is greater, meaning if you do an OTG, the damage is worse. These two are the most buffed characters this patch. Every other change in this list are either small nerfs, small buffs, or quality of life changes. Close standing heavy kick has a bigger hitbox downward. I don't play Antonov, so my guess is to make it easier to hit crouching opponents. quality of life changes aside, you now need to press the punch button 5 times instead of 4 times to activate Vulcan Punch. For Ash Crimson, they fixed a bug where level 1 Shoryuepa would cancel into level 2 Shoryuepa. Ash also had an issue where Flash Kick could potentially frame trap while the hits were connecting, so they spaced out the hits to ensure that no frame trap would happen. For Vanessa, one quality of life change. The input for Machine Gun Puncher is stricter. And the reason why they did this is because there are some people trying to play Vanessa on something that isn't a D-pad or a hitbox. They were trying to get dash upper, but the game accidentally recognized Machine Gun Puncher. So they made it harder to input Machine Gun Puncher so that it is easier to get upper dash. For Dolores, they fixed a bug where Hyper Hop's JCD would not be a counter hit. Version 1.2 adds Rugal, Boss Challenge, and of course, another balance change. At the time of recording, this is the last balance patch to adjust more than one character, because version 1.21 only touches Rugal. They fixed a bug where forming a roll during a jump would not have any recovery frames at all, and level 3s now stop the time. Meaning that if the level 3 has a particularly long animation, on hit it would actually kill instead of the opponent potentially surviving by timer. Because when time stops, you stop taking damage. Shune's Rising Efreet Heavy would have different launch angles and heights if you were standing or crouching. In the current version of the game, the knockback is now consistent on both scenarios. For Yashiro, there was an issue where his throw, hurtbox, or push collision was not centered, it was a little bit in front of him. And now it's been centered properly, just like any other character. On your screen right now is an infinite Athena used to do, where you could continuously combo Phoenix Arrow over and over again. This was removed in 1.2.0. For Angel, Unchained Step EX had a bug where damage scaling did not work as intended. I don't know if this is a buff or nerf, but I assume it's a very light nerf. And the only thing in this patch, other than resolved issues that cause unintended behavior without elaborating, are bug fixes to moves that were missing their intended invincibility. Just a quick fire a few. Shermie Q during Shermie Clutch, Flashing Elbow during Sleeper Lift, Flying Body Attack during Rolling Sobat, and Rock Howard's Command Grab without the install. So that's all for the balance changes for the various characters. There is one more patch, version 1.21, which is the current version so far, and it only applies to Omega Rugal. 2 bug fixes. One where using gigantic pressure into level 3 would make the opponent look like they're being sucked into a black hole forever. The opponent could not be attacked out of that animation. This glitch would also give Rugal the opportunity to stock up on meter until time runs out. Another glitch is Rugal's ability to extend his level 3 hitbox using a Raputkin. As you can see, it was patched. And finally, Shatter Strike is no longer -7, but rather the universal -10. If you use it point blank range, you are significantly more punishable now. But because Rugal has long legs, if you use it from a distance, it is still very hard to punish. So that's it for today's episode of KOF 15 Patch History. The next episode will be when Southtown comes out, so if you want to be up to date on who gets buffed, who gets nerfed, like the video, subscribe. Comment down below who do you want to see buffed and who do you want to see nerfed to the ground, even though nerfing to the ground is not a good balance philosophy. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you have a great day.